Let's see. Brian Walshe.
On a reasonable doubt of the premeditated murder of his wife, Ana Walshe.
It's a murder mystery almost too unbelievable to be true. A missing mother of three, a body that's never been found, and a damning online search history by her husband.
Websites visited included those as whether it is better to throw away crime scene clothes or wash them.
A man police say Googled, "Can you be charged with murder without a body?"
You will hear evidence that those searches evolved from how best to dispose a body to even darker subject matter, as he wrestled with the fact that Ana Walshe was dead.
This is the case against 50-year-old Brian Walshe.
Not an excuse, but apparently she was cheating. That's not an excuse. I'm just throwing it out there.
And today he's facing a jury,
smiling?
charged with the first-degree murder of his 39-year-old wife, Ana.
What kind of man would kill his own wife who gave him beautiful 3 boys? It's evil.
Just leave her, bro.
What Brian did.
She
When
cheating,
the police
just leave
caught
her.
on, it was already too late.
Prosecutors say that Brian suspected his wife was having an affair and murdered her in their Massachusetts home back on New Year's Day, 2023. Her body has never been found.
The belief came to be that he dismembered her body and then deposited different parts of her body in various trash receptacles that would be brought ultimately to an incinerator.
For almost 2 years, Walshe maintained that he had nothing to do with his wife's disappearance. But last month, in a shocking twist, he...
And you gotta be a motherfucker to cut a body up. That's not an easy thing. I've never cut up a body, but I've heard it described before.
pled guilty to misleading police and tampering with her body.
Do you now plead guilty to these indictments willingly and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
But Walshe still maintains he is innocent of her murder, only that he got rid of her body and lied about it.
What they're arguing is that murder or that killing was never at his hands. That's the argument the defense is trying to make, that he didn't actually do any killing.
And today in court, we finally heard what Brian's attorneys claim really happened to his wife.
You will hear evidence in this case. Sudden, unexplained death. 1 hour he's with her, he cleans the kitchen, he comes back up, and she is dead. He never thought anybody would believe that Ana Walshe was alive 1 minute and dead the next.
Today, we heard the defense make their argument that Brian Walshe never murdered his wife and instead found her body deceased in their bed. And instead of calling the police or an ambulance,
cut her up,
simply discarded her body.
cut her up,
an easier way to get that
and spread her around town.
business name? Say hello to Taylor Brands.
Find your wife
website.
dead upstairs.
Picture of the family
Instead of calling the
on
police,
social media was that they were very happy family.
you start
very
chopping her
involved
body
in the
up
lives of their children.
In
and
an
disposing
upscale
her around the
enclave
local
outside
town.
Boston, Ana and Brian Walshe seemed in many ways to have the perfect life. Ana's close friend, Natasha Sky Babushkina, remembering her fondly.
Anna was a breath of fresh air. Whenever she would come, she would lit up the room. If you look for a kindness, that's how I would describe Anna. Pure kindness.
According to police, the 39-year-old mother was last seen in the early hours of New Year's Day in 2023. Brian Walshe told investigators Ana left home around 6 a.m. for a work trip to Washington, D.C. Police say she never boarded her flight.
I mean, all of us were shocked. The disappearance of Ana, at first we were hopeful that she will appear.
After Ana didn't show up for work, she was reported missing by her employer. Police launch an investigation, and her husband, Brian, soon becomes a suspect. Prosecutors playing recordings of Walshe right after the disappearance in court.
She woke me up around 6 and said she was going. There was no way she was driving a vehicle. There was like zero possibility of that.
Within weeks, he was under arrest. Prosecutors revealing that Brian made a series of incriminating Google searches, including how to stop a body from decomposing, how to embalm a body, 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to.
One site.
Ain't that something? Hold up. You know what? Let's just finish this video.
You want to get away with murder? Use a special deterrent.
When Brian was arraigned in early 2023, prosecutors read more of the searches he made in court.
At 4:55 a.m. on January 1st, he searched how long before a body starts to smell. At 1:10 p.m., can you be charged with murder without a body?
In the basement,
Oh yeah, that's
crime
him.
scene services recovered and found blood in the basement area, in a section of the basement. There was also a
He
knife
did
that was
that.
found. On the knife, there was also blood.
But the moment the police started finding the carpet with the blood and all of the pieces of information where he was searching how to get rid of the dead body of a young woman, it was getting more and more disgusting and more depressing.
Prosecutors also pointed out surveillance images that captured Walshe shopping at this Home Depot.
He's on surveillance at that time, purchasing about $450 worth of cleaning supplies.
He bought a number of items, a hatchet and mops, a Tyvek
Oh
suit.
yeah, he going crazy.
And
Just
an
because she
axe.
cheating on him?
So there were a number of things that he bought that were indicative of the fact that he might have dismembered a body.
Perhaps the most grisly details were revealed when prosecutors say Walshe made multiple visits to area dumpsters with garbage bags.
The defendant conducted internet searches into disposal of the body, researched locations of dumpsters, and then traveled to those locations. In disposing of the body of Ana Walshe,
At this trash transfer station 40 miles away from the family home, investigators say they found 10 garbage bags filled with blood-stained items, including a hacksaw, towels, a bloody rug, and Anna's purse, as well as Anna's COVID vaccine card. Some of the items containing DNA from both Ana and Brian. Though Anna's body was never found, she was declared dead weeks after her disappearance.
When the police caught on,
Yeah, that
it
motherfucker
was
did that
already
shit.
too late. But it wasn't too late for them to find the things that provided some pretty significant circumstantial evidence.
And while it is circumstantial evidence and may be difficult for the prosecution to prove with no body, that's the argument the defense is trying to make, that he didn't actually do any killing.
Investigators say Brian thought Ana was having an affair with someone in Washington, D.C., where she was working.
Okay,
so
let's
he hired
listen
a
to
private
this part.
investigator to prove her infidelity before she disappeared. Today in court, the defense argued that Ana was having an affair, but Brian still loved her anyway.
Brian's attorney is saying that he loved his wife is an
That's a
attempt to try
crazy
to take away
motherfucker.
from any motive that the prosecutor may try to put in front of the jury as to why he might have murdered his wife.
She had 3 boys. At that time, there were 2, 4, and 6.
Today, Ana and Brian's 3 young boys are in state care because Ana's extended family lives outside the United States. We
Damn.
reached out to Massachusetts DCF. They declined to comment due to privacy.
So whose
Still,
side of the
Ana's
family
and
gets them?
friends say they are
Gets the
fighting for
kids.
custody.
I personally applied and I offered my home for the 3 boys to be not
I mean, like, no offense, this just a
separated, but
friend.
DCF does
The kids
not
need to be with
release any
family.
information for certain things.
Anna's loved ones are still hoping for justice. They say,
And he killed his wife, so I
Justice
mean, like,
would be
shit, it's
to
kind of,
make sure
you be
that
like, well, do you
Brian
put the kids with the father's side of the
found
family?
guilty, number 1. Number 2,
You know that motherfucker crazy.
How long before a body starts to smell?
The kids
How to
need
stop
to
a
be
body
with-
from decomposing? How to embalm a body?
They need to
That's
be
what
with
Brian Walshe
family.
searched in January of 2023. And weeks later, police issued an arrest warrant charging him with the murder of his wife, Ana. If I'm the prosecution, I'm using these searches to show this was someone who was trying to get rid of the body they had just killed. They want this word, premeditation. But the defense wants
There
these.
is not a search here for how to commit murder.
Bingo.
Nothing. Nothing. What is the best way to murder someone? Nothing. Right here. The defense is saying this was sudden death. He wasn't expecting this. And the franticness and the darkness that overcame him led him to do these Google searches. So he's trying to figure out now in his mind, okay, she's gone. What do I do now?
The big question is that type of behavior consistent with someone who has panicked and didn't kill their wife?
You know he killed her. Okay, so it says Brian Walshe was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the first-degree murder of his wife, Ana Walshe. In addition to a life sentence, A Massachusetts judge sentenced him to consecutive terms for other charges he pleaded guilty to before the trial began. 19 to 20 for misleading police. 2 to 3 for improper disposal of a body. Why would you just chop a body up and start placing it all around town like you did that shit? These additional sentences will run after his life sentence, so due to range of law, first degree murder conviction carries a mandatory sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole, and the case will be automatically appealed state Supreme Judicial Court. And the thing about it is, dude, you never know. These motherfuckers got money. So I mean, like, the right lawyers can really get a motherfucker off. Walsh was already serving 37 months for a prison sentence for a several art feud case. What's the judge? My phone's ringing. Well, shit, I guess that's what it is. Let me look up. Anna. Update children affair. Walsh, meanwhile, commuted from their home, Washington, D.C., where she worked. The year before she died, his wife had started an affair, details of which were shared in court by her boyfriend, William Fomer. You never know. Maybe he loved her. But even if she was cheating on him, bro, you don't. What the fuck wrong with your stupid ass? Shit. The fuck did I just do? There's a real estate agent. So they both real estate agents. They both real estate agents.
The Commonwealth calls William Fastow.
We're not gonna watch all of this. This is a whole hour, so I just want to see. I just want to hear what the guy got to say a little bit.
Yes.
And how did you meet the Walshes?
Ana Walshe was referred to me by a mutual friend, Jem Mutlow. They were looking for a home in the D.C. area, and I assisted them in purchasing a townhome in Chevy Chase, D.C.
And did you know Ana or Brian Walshe before that?
I did not.
And where was that property located generally?
It was on 43rd Street in Northwest D.C.
And you said it was a townhome?
That's correct.
Can you just describe that townhome?
So it was a semi-attached townhome. One side of it faced on 43rd Street. It had a staircase that led up to a parlor level. It was 4 floors and had a 2-car garage underneath.
And who bought the home?
Ana Walshe.
And was the deed in her name?
I believe so.
And when did Ana close on that property?
March of 2022.
And did you meet Ana in person?
Yes.
And
to dial everything in and
did
be
they
as active as
start?
possible.
did she exercise?
She did.
Did you see her exercise?
Yes.
I bet.
She had furnished it.
Okay. And how
I
was
bet,
the home
motherfucker.
furnished?
She had settled in very quickly. It was important to her to nest as quickly as possible. So she had fully furnished it. She had built out the home gym, which I had mentioned earlier, furniture on the main level.
This is an hour long. It ain't no telling whenever we gonna get to the part where they start having an affair. But that's the man who was smashing his wife. I hope he don't feel guilty. I mean, like, shit, he ain't do nothing. In the grand scheme of things, she really ain't do nothing. Her husband just a crazy motherfucker. I'm about to get off of here though.